When Memphis Bleak started his show, he said, my next guest, has always been solid. Wrong. You started to show off wrong already, Bleak. Cam has not always been solid. Stop. That's cap, my nigga. You know what I mean? You my nigga at M Extra. You know that. But your man has not always been solid. All right? Remember, he was dissing your big homie. You know what I mean? He was dissing your big homie. You know? So he ain't always been solid. Your big homie let him come over to the label, come on Roc-A-Fella. And what'd he do? He was calling him Jimmy Walker. You know what I'm saying? Talking about wet wipes, get your wet wipes. He ain't always been solid. You know what I mean? He wasn't always solid with Jim Jones. He wasn't always solid with Jewels. Come on, M Extra, you gotta keep it. I know the name of your show is Rock Solid, but that nigga ain't been solid. All right, Erotica, what up? Or Erotic, my bad. All right. So let's start right there. Cam has not always been solid, M Extra. Stop with the cap, bro. Stop with the cap. You know what I mean? He flipped on Jay-Z, he flipped on all y'all over there. You know what I mean? He never paid me my money for the Source Awards movie. He ain't been solid, M Extra. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? When Jim was beefing with Max B and French Montana, he went and got cool with French Montana, and went and got cool with Max B, right? When Jim was beefing with them, he supposed to have been part of the set. He ain't always been solid, M Extra. Sorry, M Extra. He was not always solid. You know what I mean? And now he flipped on Dame. Dame brought him to Roc-A-Fella. Dame helped him get out his deal. You know what I'm saying? Dame gave him great position, put him in a good position. And what'd he do? He over here talking about Dame's teeth, Dame's broke. He ain't always been solid, M Extra. I'm sorry, man. That was a bad intro. That was a bad intro, man. You know what I mean? He did Dame dirty, man. He over here talking about Dame I and, man, come on, M Extra. Bad intro, bad intro, bad intro. Bad intro. Rob C, what up? So, we can't say that he was solid, M Extra. You can say anything else, but Taiwan, what up? You can't say he was solid. Cam was never solid. No, no. And then he got up there and talked about why he didn't want to do Dream Champs. You know what I mean? Supportive, what up? He ain't want to do Drink Champs because he had beef with one of N.O.R.E boys and how he washed N.O.R.E boy up. I doubt that. I doubt that. I need to hear N.O.R.E say that Cam washed his man up. And they left it at that. Cam washed your man up, N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E. Come on, N.O.R.E. You know you got to address that, N.O.R.E. And he said he washed up the head nigga of murder unit. The head nigga? And they ain't do nothing? Nah. Not my Bronx brothers. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. N.O.R.E, you got to clear that one up, N.O.R.E. Come on, N.O.R.E. You know the Bronx been protecting you for a long time, N.O.R.E. They still protecting you right now. You ain't got Queens niggas around you protecting you. It's the BX brothers, the murder unit, South Bronx brothers. And Cam washed up your head, nigga. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But we gonna wait and see. N.O.R.E, you know you got to address that, right? Now, M-Extra, I know you new to this podcast game. Well, you ain't that new because you tried, you failed a few times. But like as you said, it ain't easy. You got to have the right personality, to do this. You know what I'm saying? Me, I could go 3 hours with this. You go check my lives. I do 3 hour shows and they tapped in. It ain't easy. You know what I mean? And the Pink Panther, he gonna learn that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna learn that. But now Cam, let me fact check you a minute, right? Now M-Extra, this is where you were supposed to check Cam at, right? Now Bleak, you've been in the game long enough to know that Cam was capping, right? When it came to him talking about Jim Jones, right? Thank y'all for hitting that like button. I appreciate y'all, right? When he talked about Jim Jones and you asked him where did the beef start or what happened with him and Jim, this, that, and the other, and, they need to make that right. Cam is basically saying it ain't no reason to make it right. You know what I'm saying? We had more beef than when we was cool. That's a lie, right? Now, Cam says that they dropped their first mixtape in 2001, right? From 2001, he said to 2008, everything was good with them with the music. That's when they fell out in about 2008. So he said, yo, we had a 7-year run. It's 2025. You know what I'm saying? We've been beefing from 2008 until now, off and on. So why would I get back with him when we had 7 years of good years and more time beefing? It don't make no sense. Cam, that is cap, my nigga. That is cap, my nigga. And I know you watching right now. So when you go do your show this week, go back and fix that, right? Because Jim Jones and Jewels did not start running with you in 2001. Y'all may have dropped a mixtape as a group or Jim Ryman and whatever in 2001. But Jim Jones has been running with you since the 90s, nigga. Don't disregard that nigga protecting you in the streets since like 95, 96, whenever SDE dropped. Confessions of Fire. Jim Jones been around since Confessions of Fire or SDE. Let's see what year SDE came out. I'm going to say Confessions of Fire, but I'm not 100% sure. But I believe he been around that long, right? Good looking for the super chat. Supportive. That's support. I appreciate you. That was 98. Jim Jones been around you since 98, bro. Definitely been around you since 98. That's Confessions of Fire, right? SDE, he was around you. The tunnel was still open. How I know? Because I got you on camera with him, with all the goons protecting you. They in the crowd, you in the booth, right? Jim been around you before 2001, my nigga. $1998 was Confessions of Fire. Jim was there. I got him performing it with you performing at the tunnel. Jim's on the stage with you. So where you get from 2001? 2001 to 2008, y'all was cool. No, nigga, go back. Jim been around you since Confessions of Fire. Jewel's been around you since Confessions of Fire. Or if not Confessions of Fire, definitely SDE. So how you get up there on Bleak Show and say 2001 to 2008? How you write off where all the time when Jim and them niggas was protecting you with Dipset? Diplomats was around since 2000, even earlier than that.